Where you get your beats?
HustleDreamProduction.
Okay, you guys, first thing you want to do before you actually start cutting, anybody with waves, what you want to do is comb the hair out first. That way you can lift the hair off the scalp. That way it's easier for the hair to feed into the teeth of the blade. And as a waver, it really puts your client at ease knowing that you're combing in the right direction. All right, if there's any mishaps, if you're combing in the wrong direction, your client is most likely going to let you know that this is not the direction that you need to go in. I really brush like this. So combing is used for a lot of things. You could check for cowlicks, and most importantly, it really ensures the client that you're going in the right direction. So before I started cutting any hair, I did ask my client what he wanted. So he said he wanted the number 2 on top and basically keep that crown area thicker. So I went with a number 2 and I closed the lever so it's a true 2. And I'm going with the grain of his pattern, making sure I go slow. That way I don't gouge him and just dig in and cut anything lower than I need to. So I'm really just coasting the blade on top of the head just to check and dig in after I see everything is clear. So here's a tip for any students out there wanting to learn how to cut hair. I can't stress this enough. Use both of your hands, okay, when you're cutting hair. You don't want to be confined with just using your right hand or your primary hand, whatever hand that you use the most. You don't want to be confined to that. You want to be able to utilize both hands. That way, if you're in a situation where you need to switch angles, you could use your left or right hand if you need to. And the perfect time to start is when you're in school, okay? That's when I started cutting with my left hand, basically training it to do what I wanted to do. All right, it all comes with practice, and the perfect time to start, like I said, is in school where you're not under the gun. Even if somebody is pressuring you and making you feel like you need to give them the best cut possible, you still have to understand that you're in school. They have to realize that you're in school, and you just have to try and go for things that you wouldn't do in the actual field where you're getting paid. So remember, start in school. What better time to mess up? What better time to experiment is when you're in school and actually learning. So like I said, he wanted to keep that crown area thicker. So I went and grabbed a 3 guard with the lever closed. And just going with the grain of that pattern, making sure that I do not plug them by going in a direction that the hair does not want to go in. The reason why wavers want to keep this area thicker, because if you cut it down to the same length as everything else, this area always seems to be more shorter than the rest. So because we want waves in this area, our hair has to be a lot thicker in that area for it to wave up. So after I cut it down, I always like to do a little brush session, before I actually get into my next steps. This way, again, it shows the client that you actually care about his waves and that you're not just rushing through the process. So I always teach you guys how to do the side taper. So I thought, hey, why not do the back first and teach you guys how to do the back this time? So same steps that I take on the sides, I use on the back. I'm going with my bald line, setting my bald line in, and because his hair grows so far down his neck, it's gonna look like I'm taking a lot off. As long as you don't go past that occipital bone in the back as far as blending, you should be good. So next, I'm gonna use my wall cordless seniors with the lever open, and because I am working on the back, I like to go the full inch when I'm setting in my guidelines. So I'm going up, making sure I go over the guidelines multiple times, and know that it's not just the up and down motion. Sometimes you're gonna have to go side to side, left to right, to basically get it down to that lever open length. Same thing with the one guard with the lever open. I'm going up about an inch, making sure I stay below that occipital bone, going over the guideline multiple times, brushing as I go. Next, with the two guard with the lever closed, I'm going up, basically just debulking the top, making sure everything runs smoothly into the two with the grain. Next, putting on the zero guard with the lever closed in a flick out motion, flick out that middle line. Notice how I'm going side to side because it's kind of hard to just have that up and down motion if the hair doesn't grow that way. All right, if the hair grows sideways, you want to cut it that against the grain, and sometimes the against the grain is side to side. Remember to start below the line and flick to the line. Adjust the blade if you need to go up any higher. So in the same way you use the zero guard close, with the lever closed in a flick out motion, flick out that bottom line. A lot of times if you're a beginner, you might want to start off with the lever in the middle first, soften up that bottom line, and then close it and take it out. But you know, I pretty much have the flick out motion down pat, so I close the lever fully closed, and I'm utilizing my corners the entire time, adjusting as I go up. So I see some bulk at the top that I would like to smooth out a little bit more, so I went ahead and grabbed my one guard with the lever open, and I'm just running it with the grain. Lastly, detailing is key. That separates you from just being an average barber. So what I like to do is utilize the mirror. The mirror shows you different perspective on the blend that you couldn't normally see just head on. So a lot of times I like to rest my eyes as well, but when you're doing detail work, use your corners. Don't use the full blade because a lot of times it's just those little clumpy bulk areas that you need to kind of spread those hairs around. So on the sides, my client wanted a shadow taper, and with this I start off with the one guard and I'm debulking. The only thing that's different from a shadow taper and a regular bald taper is that you only go as low as the lever open. Everything else you blend from there. So when it comes to this Barber Magic pencil, I like to use a pencil that's more brown on my darker clients instead of using white. I use the white pencil on my lighter skin clients, that way it'll pop more. All this does is add contrast between the skin and the lineup. It makes the lineup pop. So I like to end my haircuts with a freehand trim on top. This gets all the little frizzy hairs that's standing on top. It gets it to lay down, have everything laid and nothing just sticking up. So I close the lever and I'm just gliding that blade across the hair. Listen, let me tell you why they call me 360. When they sit in my chair, I spin them in a full 360, and they come out looking like,
damn, son, we make it look easy.
YouTube, this is The Cut. And if you like it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Also, HustleDreamProduction, that's my brother, he does all my beats. His YouTube channel will be linked in the description below. Make sure you guys go give him a follow. Also, if you want to know where you can find any tools that you seen in this video, links will be in the description below. Otherwise, you guys can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My TikTok is official360Jeezy and my Instagram is 360Jeezy. But it's your boy 360Jeezy, and I'm out of here.